Hey guys, got a wrap up for you from my study experience leading up to my navigation exam, which I sat last Wednesday now. I ended up walking away with a pretty good result, but still yet to crack the 90% mark on one of my CASA exams. I had a couple messages from different people on Instagram and TikTok seeing what were the things that they should be focusing on if they're going into their navigation, CPL navigation exam. So pretty much I'm going to run through the things that I focused on, how I studied, and then some of my KDRs or the things that I didn't actually get right when it came to test time. The materials that I used to study was pretty much based on the Bob Tait navigation books or textbook. Used that the whole way through and coupled it with the in-class or Zoom class study that we did now a couple months ago, and just put in so much repetition on doing each one of those different partway question banks that you get in the Bob Tait book. Like, it did come fairly easy for me. I have actually done navigation of sorts and work with charts from doing my commercial sailing licenses in the past. And this was kind of picking it up, but then using all the different formulas and bits and pieces to apply it to aviation. So it wasn't the first time that I had sunk my teeth into using and working with charts and so on, but definitely the deepest I've ever dove. So yeah, we did the classroom work, and then also I just picked up the Bob Tait book and focused on that. Did a whole heap of repetition on the questions in the book, and then the final question banks after each chapter. I had my little book and just went through and did them again and again and again. I've got pages here which are the progress tests from the Bob Tait book, and as I read back over it, it looks like I've done each one of the progress tests maybe 2 or 3 times, start to finish, and that definitely went a long way to getting me to the 88% mark at the end of the day. So yeah, these are my results. I was pretty happy with it, to be honest. I still really want to crack the 90% mark in one of these tests, but you know, it'll come sooner or later. The things that I stuffed up or didn't get right in the test from the top was calculate endurance. So using the fuel on hand and calculating endurance for a particular flight. This is kind of a crossover between the performance and planning stuff, but it's something that, because I thought it was in performance and planning, I didn't focus on it so much in the lead up. So I think maybe something to note is there is some crossover between the stuff that you use in performance and planning and navigation when you go into the exam. Lat and long, direction and distance. I can't believe that I got questions wrong on these topics because it's pretty basic stuff. I can't remember exactly the question that tripped me up here, but I think it was actually like one of those 1 marker questions. How far would it be in distance if you were to go from 150 degrees east to 135 degrees east on the same latitude? And I reckon it was a simple question like that. I just didn't calculate it right. So go over your lat and longs and get those 1 markers nice and sound. True and magnetic north. This was a question which I remember it well after I sat the test because it was a question which had the magnetic north off center to the true north on a chart, and it was asking the question of if you were say 10 miles east of magnetic north, in what relation to true north are you given a 10 degree of east magnetic variation on that particular chart. So just go, for me, to revise that would be just to go over the relationship between magnetic north and true north. So yeah, but otherwise the rest of the questions were pretty similar to the Bob Tait stuff. I focused a lot of energy on the 1 in 60s and getting those calculations down right. But again, there is quite a bit of crossover that is not in the Bob Tait book that was in the exam that related to performance and planning quite a bit. So if you are doing the 2 exams in short succession, you're probably going to be better off because you have some of the conversations and learnings from flight planning, fuel considerations, endurance considerations, to be able to take from performance and planning and take that into the navigation exam as well. I'm trying to keep this video fairly short, but I found that the Bob Tait book was really good. Some others used the Rob Avery exam questions and had some success out of that. But all in all, yeah, just for me it was repetition. I went over these questions again and again and again and again, which gave me quite a bit of confidence going in. Still yet to get the 90%, but in the coming month or so, I've got the other more soft CPL exams: human factors, air law, meteorology. So I'm hoping 1 out of those 3 we might be able to crack the big 90% mark coming out of those exams. Anyway, hopefully this helps you out in what to focus on going into your nav exam. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try and answer them as quick as I can, because I know a few people are readily getting prepared to go into their nav exams in the not too distant future. But yeah, like I said, the Bob Tait stuff was really good, but it just requires repetition, going through the questions and reading some of the text as well. So all the best with your exam, and thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment with any questions. Happy flying.